Hello, I'm Paul Pluta, the method actor who plays Archie Luxury, and today I am doing some paid reviews. Remember, like, subscribe, and tell your friends about my channel. And today I'm doing a paid review. Oh yes, don't forget, look in the description for 10 ways you can keep me full-time on YouTube, because man cannot live on Google Ads alone. Okay, paid review. Hi Arch. Call me Bjorn from Sweden in the vid. I paid you $25, keep the content coming. I managed to collect a 1999 Rolex no date Submariner 14060, a 1999 16570 Polar Explorer 2, and a 1973 1625 in champagne on two-tone folded Jubilee. Okay. Very happy with the collection. Not too fond of NATO, Zulos and other, although I sometimes experiment. Would you reckon it worth to source a 1625 box for $700? What do you reckon? What watch do I need next? I'd like to own a 16750 or a Daytona. Keep up the good work. Cheers, Bjorn. And I gotta tell you, that's a very nice little collection there. The Rolex, it's good to see that he's a Rolex man. This is a Rolex man. And the 1625, that is the Thunderbird, the turnograph type Rolex turnograph. That's exactly right. Sort of like the Submariner, that sort of with a date just. So it's a cool example there. Bjorn, to answer your question, would I pay $700 for the box? No. I don't think they're that rare, are they? A 1970s Rolex box, they can't be $700. That seems very high. I don't think they're that rare. I'd pay $300 for a really nice example, but $700 is ridiculous in my opinion. But hey, I could be wrong there. The collector market, who knows? I've bought those boxes. I don't think they're that valuable. You know, $200, $100, $200, $300, sort of $300 for an absolute mint if you wanted to finish it off there. Okay, so let's have a look there. 1999 no date Submariner pre-ceramic, perfect. Two-liner, absolutely perfect. That is a perfect watch, and you've paired it up with a 1999 Polar Explorer 2. So you've got the no date sub and you got the Polar GMT function piece. I dare ask, is 1973 your birth year? A lot of people love birth year watches, and that could be a good way to go. Nice piece of vintage. You know, it's one of these things. I really do think every collection, it's nice to have a little piece of vintage, and a Rolex turnograph is pretty cool. Although I'd prefer a 5513 if you had your choice. But hey, nothing wrong with a turnograph. That's a nice piece. That I love the gold bezel on the turnograph. Very sexy indeed. Now, what do I think of your collection? I love it. Three beautiful pieces. You've got your bases covered. You've got a diver, you got a GMT, and you got addressed the turnograph. So I think it's very good there. What watch do I need next? Do I need to tell you this? Everyone from the audience? Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. You need a chronograph. That's what you need, is a chronograph. I think an Omega chronograph would be cool. You could also, if you wanted to be a little bit different, get an Omega Speedmaster Mark II. Get a vintage Mark II. would go with your vintage 1625. So that's something you could certainly consider. I think a chronograph would be a great addition to your collection. You'd like to own a 16750? No, I don't know. That's a GMT. Pre-ceramic GMT. Do you need it if you got the Polar? Isn't that every bit as good as a GMT? I don't know. I mean, you tell me what you think. I think it's a cool watch. It's a very cool watch. But, you know, in the day, 1999, I was actually collecting watches in 1999. So, because I buy secondhand, I had a small Rolex collection then. And what did I have? I had a 18238 with diamond dial, cream dial with diamonds, Rolex, all factory. I had a 16013 two-tone Datejust plastic with quickset from 1987. I had a date sub 16610, and I had a Polar Explorer 2 16570. And you know, the last piece I got rid of, because I ran into some personal problems, financial problems. I sold off the two-tone Datejust first, then I sold the President because that was a big chunk of money. Then I sold the sub. The last to go was the Polar, because I wanted it. That's the one I thought was, that was the one I liked. So yeah, make no bones about it. I really do think those Polar Explorers are a great piece to have there. Now, what do I think there? A Daytona. Look, Daytona, you can add a Daytona, of course you can, but they're so expensive. Ooh, are they really worth the money? Now, I've got good friends I've got a good friend in Sydney. He's got the black and also a white dial. He's got two pre-ceramic Daytonas. And, you know, they're kind of crazy money. I mean, yes, they're cool and you probably will never lose your money. But how good are they really? You know, I'd really prefer an Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. Man on the Moon. I think that's what I'd be doing. That's just my opinion there. It's I kind of see it. The Daytona, look, you've got a nice collection there. I don't know if I'd put so much money into one piece. You know, I mean, I say this, and I've got my Patek World Time, but I'd probably get an Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon, because I can see you love your steel sports watches. I can see you love your you like a dress watch that's nice. I reckon Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon would fit in beautifully. Maybe, as I said, a Speedmaster Mark II, a vintage one, that would just pop the collection. Daytona just seems to be... I don't know if they're really worth the money. You know, that's the... I know you don't lose money. Your money's safe there, but it's so much money. And... I don't know whether it adds a lot, you know. It sort of... I'd rather have a few steel stunners. I mean, for that money there, what would I add there? Well, you could... Well, if you wanted to go crazy here, let's have a look. I'd be adding an Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. You could add a really nice Reverso, big, get a big size. Don't get the classic size. It's far too small. You want to get like a grand. I've got the Grand Date. You could get it for a Grand Reverso, or the Tribute to 1931 is another gorgeous looking piece. I would really say to you, I'd really say to you, get something you love, get something you really like. What other things would I be looking at? Yeah, I reckon Reverso, Speedmaster Man on the Moon. What else would I add there? Maybe even like a Datejust, like a 16234 steel Datejust with white gold bezel. Maybe that could really pop in the collection too. Give you a bit of variety. You know, there's so many cool things to get there. I don't know whether just getting one Daytona, as much as I love the Daytona, I don't know whether that's what I'd be doing. But Bjorn, you've got a great collection, got the great start there, and thank you so much for watching the Archie Luxury channel. And hey, thank you so much for your contribution. Remember, paid reviews ain't free. They ain't free. Minimum $20 US for a paid review. Keep them coming and keep watching. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends.